A sobering reality. The environmental price tag of fast fashion. The fashion industry is responsible for a staggering 10% of global carbon emissions. This is more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. Fast fashion, with its relentless pursuit of trend-driven clothing at breakneck speeds, is a major contributor to this alarming statistic. It's time to acknowledge the hidden environmental cost of our insatiable appetite for cheap clothing. This essay will delve into the environmental consequences of fast fashion. We'll explore its historical roots, examine its impact on various industries, and discuss the crucial role of sustainable fashion and conscious consumption in mitigating its harmful effects. The goal is to educate and empower you, the reader, to make informed choices that promote a healthier planet. It's time to confront the uncomfortable truth behind our clothing choices and embrace a more sustainable future for fashion. The evolution of fast fashion, from practicality to excess. Fast fashion, as we know it today, is a relatively recent phenomenon. Its roots can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, which brought about mass production and made clothing more affordable. However, it was in the late 20th and early 21st centuries that fast fashion truly exploded. Several factors contributed to this rapid growth. Globalization led to cheaper labor costs in developing countries. Advances in technology made production faster and more efficient. The rise of social media fueled a constant desire for new trends. As a result, clothing became cheaper and more disposable. The fashion cycle accelerated, with new styles hitting stores every few weeks. This constant churn of clothing has had a devastating impact on the environment. The dire consequences. Fast fashion's environmental footprint. Fast fashion's environmental impact is multifaceted and far-reaching. It pollutes our waterways, generates mountains of waste, contributes to climate change, and depletes precious resources. Let's take a closer look at each of these consequences. From the cotton fields to the factory floor, the production of clothing requires vast amounts of water, energy, and raw materials. The dyeing and finishing processes are particularly polluting, releasing toxic chemicals into rivers and oceans. Furthermore, the sheer volume of clothing produced and discarded is staggering. Much of this clothing ends up in landfills, where it takes decades to decompose, releasing harmful greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Unveiling the hidden costs. Industries impacted by fast fashion. The environmental burden of fast fashion extends far beyond the textile industry. Numerous sectors are grappling with the consequences of our insatiable appetite for cheap clothing. Let's shed light on some of the most affected industries. Textile manufacturing bears the brunt of the environmental impact with its water-intensive processes and reliance on harmful chemicals. Retail faces the challenge of managing unsold inventory, often resorting to environmentally damaging disposal methods. Transportation and logistics contribute significantly to carbon emissions as garments are shipped across continents. Agriculture is also impacted, as vast tracts of land are used to cultivate cotton, a water-intensive crop often grown using pesticides. Lastly, waste management systems are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of discarded clothing, highlighting the need for more sustainable solutions. Section 5. Water woes, the thirst of fast fashion. Water is an essential resource, yet the fashion industry consumes it in vast quantities. From cotton cultivation to textile production, every stage of the fast fashion supply chain leaves a significant water footprint. Cotton, a thirsty crop, is a primary raw material for clothing. Growing just one cotton shirt requires a staggering 2,700 liters of water. This equates to the amount of drinking water one person consumes in over 2 years. Moreover, the dyeing and finishing processes involved in textile manufacturing are also extremely water-intensive. These processes often release toxic chemicals into waterways, contaminating rivers and oceans and harming aquatic life. The excessive water consumption and pollution associated with fast fashion pose significant threats to water security, particularly in regions already facing water scarcity. Section 6. Wasteland, the growing problem of textile waste. The rise of fast fashion has exacerbated the global textile waste crisis. With trends changing at lightning speed, clothing is quickly discarded, ending up in landfills or incinerators. The average American throws away approximately 81 pounds of textiles annually. Globally, we produce over 92 million tons of textile waste each year, and this figure is projected to increase dramatically in the coming years. Textile waste poses a significant environmental hazard. Synthetic fabrics derived from petroleum can take hundreds of years to decompose in landfills, releasing harmful greenhouse gases in the process. Moreover, the incineration of textile waste releases toxic pollutants into the air, posing risks to human health and contributing to air pollution. Section 7. Carbon culprit: fast fashion's contribution to climate change. The fashion industry, particularly the fast fashion sector, is a significant contributor to climate change. From the energy-intensive production processes to the transportation of garments across the globe, every step of the fast fashion supply chain leaves a carbon footprint. The production of synthetic fabrics such as polyester, which is derived from fossil fuels, is particularly carbon-intensive. Furthermore, the transportation of raw materials, garments, and finished products across continents generates significant carbon emissions. The environmental cost of our insatiable desire for the latest trends is undeniable. Fast fashion's contribution to climate change is a stark reminder that our choices have consequences for the planet. Section 8. Resource depletion: the unsustainable appetite of fast fashion. Fast fashion's insatiable appetite for resources is putting a strain on our planet's finite resources. From water and energy to raw materials, the production of clothing consumes vast quantities of natural resources. Cotton cultivation, for instance, requires vast amounts of water and pesticides, depleting soil fertility and contaminating water sources. The production of synthetic fabrics relies heavily on fossil fuels, contributing to resource depletion and exacerbating climate change. Furthermore, the constant demand for new styles and trends encourages the extraction of virgin resources, further straining our planet's ecosystems. This unsustainable consumption pattern highlights the urgent need for a more circular and sustainable approach to fashion. Section 9. Sustainable fashion: a ray of hope for a greener future. Amidst the environmental challenges posed by fast fashion, sustainable fashion emerges as a beacon of hope. It represents a fundamental shift in how we design, produce, consume, and dispose of clothing, prioritizing environmental and social responsibility. Sustainable fashion encompasses a wide range of practices, including using eco-friendly materials, reducing water and energy consumption, minimizing waste, and promoting fair labor practices. From organic cotton and recycled materials to innovative dyeing techniques and closed-loop manufacturing processes, sustainable fashion offers viable alternatives to the environmentally damaging practices of fast fashion. By supporting brands and designers committed to sustainability, we can contribute to a more ethical and eco-conscious fashion industry. Section 10. The power of choice: consumers as catalysts for change. As consumers, we wield immense power to influence the fashion industry. Our choices, from the brands we support to the clothes we buy, can drive positive change towards a more sustainable future for fashion. By choosing quality over quantity, investing in timeless pieces, and supporting brands that prioritize sustainability, we can shift the industry towards more responsible practices. Furthermore, we can extend the lifespan of our clothing through care, repair, and upcycling, reducing textile waste and minimizing our environmental impact. Education and awareness are crucial. By understanding the environmental and social costs of fast fashion, we can make more informed choices that align with our values. Section 11. Embracing a sustainable future: a call to action. The environmental cost of fast fashion is undeniable. However, by embracing sustainable practices, we can mitigate its harmful effects and create a more ethical and responsible fashion industry. Let's choose to buy less but buy better, investing in quality garments that will last. Let's support brands and designers committed to sustainability, transparency, and ethical practices. Let's extend the lifespan of our clothing through care, repair, and upcycling, reducing textile waste and embracing a more circular economy. Our collective actions as consumers, designers, manufacturers, and policymakers can pave the way for a more sustainable future for fashion, one that values both style and sustainability. The choice is ours.